Hey internet users, how's going on? This is Shams Afroz and today here I am with my new latest tutorial video for you guys. So without wasting much time, let's get started. I don't know what should I call it, probably the confetti effect. Let's open Maya first and create a sphere. Let's increase its segments to make it smoother. Now we will resize it something like a tablet. Cool. Let's select its faces. Click on anyone and the next, double click on the next one to select circle wise. Nice. Let's go to the edit mesh option and duplicate it. Cool. Now we have two meshes separately and we'll apply materials on each one, means two materials for two objects. It is going to help us in Element3D. Select the bigger one and apply blend. Also select the second one and apply another blend material. Now we have two materials for two objects. It's time to convert our object in OBJ because Element3D supports OBJ. Now let's jump to the After Effects. Create new comp, name it whatever you want, like confetti effect. Mention its time frame around 10 seconds probably. For now, hit OK. Let's create a new solid. Choose color whatever you want, it doesn't matter because we are going to apply Element3D on this layer, so it doesn't matter whatever color we have. Just type element and apply on our selected layer. Boom. Now we'll click on scene setup and we need to import our object here, what we created on Maya. Follow the process. Let me resize it. Now we have two materials for two objects. You can see it here. Let me change the color that you can understand what I'm talking about. Cool. Let's hit OK for now. We are going to create a camera for our comp area that will be able to see our 3D object, which is in Element3D. It's time to create a texture for our object. Let's create a new comp, name it something like texture. hit OK. Let's create a solid for it. You can name it whatever you want. Now we are going to apply a noise effect to our solid. Type fractal noise and hit enter. We need to choose fractal type dynamic, and the noise type should be block. Let's make it little darker, actually more darker. It should be in negative value, something like this for now. We can also scale our blocks as desired. We have the option of uniform scaling, and also we can scale it separately. You just need to uncheck uniform scaling option and we can scale it as we desire, but I am comfortable with uniform scaling option. Let's apply find edges option on our layer as well. Basically, find edges option gives us to make our edges more sharper. We can see now there is edgy noise we have after applying fractal noise edges option. I think it needs some more improvisation. Let me do it. It's time to applying a color option to our texture. So I'm applying VC Color Vibrance, which is a Video Copilot plugin, and it's really free. We can download anytime directly from Video Copilot website. Let's choose a color accordingly. I'm choosing it red. Something lighter. Yeah, light. Let's hit OK. It's looking good now. Let's make less noisy. Was looking too much. Just need to adjust our brightness and contrast option. So our texture is ready. Now it's time to apply our texture to our model. We just need to select our texture and drag it down to our comp area. Select Element3D layer. Open its options and move to our custom layer option. We have custom layer texture option as well. We'll just need to select texture option for layer 1, which is available in texture mapping option. Here it is. Nice. So now we will move to scene setup option and need to apply our created texture on model. Here is our main model. Just need to select our shader, move to texture option box, and we will select our layer 1 option, which we have applied before. You just need to select it and hit OK to see our applied texture on the model. It's looking little dull for now, but once we will do some adjustment, we will see some more improvisation on it. Let's jump over again to our scene setup option, and now we will do some improvisation, making some changes. We can adjust our glossiness and reflection as well. We have lots of options. We can play with as desired as we want. So first I'm going to do some changes in our environment setup. We have lots of options and we can download directly from Google as well. We have gym interior HDRI images, so I'm going to apply it on our environment setup for now. We can play with the setting, brightness, contrast, exposures. Now you can see some changes into it, and it's time to applying another shader, which is metal shader, and I'll apply it on our second model. We'll have to select which one will be good for our model. I think this is looking good. We can play with environment multiplier as well. Okay, look, now we can see some changes. It's looking really nice, shiny, reflective. Let's select the Element3D layer and jump to scene setup. It's time to making the changes in texture color for each object. So let's select the diffuse setup and make saturation -100. Hit OK. Now we can specify a specific color for each object. Let's select it something like blue. And let's check it out. Let's move to scene setup again, and now we will make some separate object, and also we will define specific color for each material. Like we will apply a white solid to our material, and we can change its color as desired we want. And we will do these things repeatedly around 8 times. I think we are done with it. Let's open group 1 and increase in particle count to see the changes. We will increase shadow effect. We can see it is increasing in all 3 directions, X, Y and Z. But the texture is not applied on all the shaders, so let's make particle count a bit lower. and move to scene setup. We need to specify layers for our shader. Let's select shader and do it repeatedly. Yeah, that's fine, working quite nicely. Now we can see the texture has been already applied for each shader, and we can see the color as well. It's time to mention an auxiliary channel for each object. We will specify a channel 1 for each material because we have to give some moment in our texture. To do so, we have to play with offset setting. We can see their movement. It is because we have already specified a channel for our texture. We will set a keyframe now. It's time to set up a keyframe for our texture. Just put a keyframe at the initial point and also in the end point, and set the adjustment for offset is something like my timeline. It should be 0 in the initial and give something 500 or 300 in the end. Let's move to the scene setup, and we are going to put some global illuminance to our shader. Check the illuminance box and put its glossiness something 200 or 300, and do the same thing for each shader and click OK. We can see some glow effect on our shader now. Adjust our camera something from the far. Let's move to the shatter effect, which is available in our group 1. Put the keyframe in the initial for XYZ scatter, and after some frame, something like 7th frame, also put some keyframes and make some adjustment for all the 3 axes. We need to also work on X or Y position keyframes as well. So just insert a keyframe in the initial for XY axis, and after 7th frame just place a keyframe. Don't do any work on that keyframe. Now after 50 or 51 frames, just put keyframes for all XYZ scatter and make adjustment something like my comp area, make it something broader, make some more scattered. Yeah, something like this. Now we will put some random rotation to our confetti. make some adjustment. Also need to put Y rotation as well, so make a keyframe in initial, and after 70 or 71 frame put measurement something like 360 degree. It's a Y rotation. And now we will add a keyframe to random rotation. Just it's little time taking thing. We need to put some concentration, and then we can get whatever we want. I'm just showing you how you can adjust your keyframes. Follow my timeline and make some adjustment with the keyframe, something you can see. Y rotation keyframe should be something like my timeline. XY position should be something like this. Now in this tutorial, our turn is to creating the lights for our comp. Let's create a new light. First we will create a spotlight. Choose a color, something like a blue, light blue. And we need to place it just top of the confetti. Now we will create another light, which would be our key light. Let's make it parallel and select the color something warmer. Hit OK. And we will place it at the corner, because always placing key light in the corner is really good. And we will do some work with the light, with the intensity. So cool. So it's time to moving to another phase to our tutorial, which is creating the backgrounds and the lens flare. Let's create a new solid, name it Element2 or something like this, or something like Element BG. Let's apply Element3D on it. Let's jump into the scene setup and create a plane. So resize it. Open shader setting and choose color absolutely black. Jump into the environment setup. And choose your environment according to your desire. Hit OK and set contrast and brightness and hit OK. Let's increase the glossiness, and also we can play with environment multiplier. And hit OK. Yeah, we are done with it. We can play with light a bit. It's time to applying a lens flare to our confettis. Just make a solid and hit OK. Apply an optical flare on it. And let's go to the option box and let's move to the motion flares. Absolutely on the bottom we'll find this one, and we will hide some of the flares. Let's make color something red. Now we will make some adjustment with the brightness, something like this, and make it add. Now we need to place it. Just select the XY positioning tool and place it just bottom of the confetti. Make layer thin for the 2 to 3 frame. It will look something like this. Now let's duplicate our layer and place this one just here and do it repeatedly, sometimes for some of the confettis. Make adjustment for the colors according to confetti. We need to make a flare for top of our comb. Just place it here, and we are going to make some adjustment with the brightness and this brightness. We will place it here. Insert a keyframe and then we'll place it here. It will look something like this. Let's duplicate our confetti layer, make it multiply. It will look something like darker. Let's create an adjustment layer, apply a glow effect, and put the layer just top of the Element3D confetti layer. You can see the glow effect on the confettis. You can adjust it. It will look something like this. So we are done with our tutorial.
So thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe and click the bell icon for next tutorial video. That will be awesome as well. That's for sure. This is Shams Afroz. Stay connected, and as always I say, be innovative.